so it keeps the light in.
I'm gonna go live so that you guys can see this. Whoops, that's not it. Let's actually go to the actual live. Hi guys.
That looks good.
Look at what Shark made.
That looks really good.
It stands out so well.
It does.
So cool. I'm gonna set it right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there we go.
more for October, but I was like, oh, shit's on sale at Michael's.
We're pre-screening
I'm
October.
buying that shit
right
now, motherfuckers.
Rocktober.
Rocktober. That is the best month. Hey guys, welcome to episode 215 of the Angry Cuddles podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Applebee's. Applebee's. We also serve booze. Try it before the food. My name is Steven. Joining me today is Chuck.
Hi, this show is actually brought to you by Whataburger.
Will.
I'm Will. Hi, this show is actually brought to you by McAllister's.
Oh!
And Shark.
Brought to you by Rum.
Malibu.
You come prepared.
Yeah, my head's a little cut off, so I'm gonna shift in a slight.
I know, people are gonna
We're
sit next to
cozy!
me.
No, I know. I did my hair and everything, like.
And he immediately scoots away from me.
And
I don't want
I
I just want to
do with
give
this.
you
Totally
some
okay.
room.
I showered and I washed my hair, so that...
I showered
mine's not
You
all
got
fluffy.
completely ready?
Yeah.
I'm getting good connection this time.
Oh, that's good.
Yay.
I don't seem to be, but that's fine. Yes, Will Roth and Shark are both in the chat. Chuck will be in the chat probably next time.
Just not this time.
We'll
right,
get
Chuck?
it figured out.
I'm my own person.
Uh,
I am my own person. Damn it.
oh my god. Today,
I swear to God.
today's conversation is going to be about downloadable content, microtransactions,
And the fuckery behind it all.
The fuckery behind it.
Oh,
the big
God.
giant fist you get.
Yeah, I both love and loathe.
Exactly.
Gross.
Yeah.
And here's what we're not going to talk about. I'm going to avoid. I mean, we can talk about whatever you guys want to, but what I'm excluding from this conversation are patches and updates, free patches and free updates.
Oh.
When I say downloadable content, expansion packs, any paid downloadable content or microtransactions, even free DLC is still DLC. Mm-hmm. As long as it's not mandatory. Anything that you get that's optional.
Okay, the Mass Effect 3 Director's Cut is not what you're talking about? Or would that be considered a patch?
Correct, that's a patch.
But the Citadel is something that you would consider.
Right.
Okay.
Because everybody got the new ending, right? Whether they wanted to or not. If they were online, it's a forced update, right? No. It was a free DLC.
Voluntary dialogue.
Okay, then yeah, that's considered DLC.
Okay.
In terms of this conversation.
Wasn't it whenever they finally came out with Halo 2, there was a patch that was DLC for a little bit to say, hey, we didn't actually kill this person.
No, it wasn't Halo 2. They had maps in Halo 2 that they released, and they did some tweaking to the guns and stuff
I
and
meant
patch
Portal.
updates.
I mixed
Portal
up
2?
the names.
There was DLC for Portal 2, but I don't remember what it was.
I know one of the things is definitely the soundtrack.
Yeah.
They have that available as a free downloadable content.
Yeah. Well, Game Guy says, oh crap, forgot about Mass Effect 3 DLC. All of the free DLC for multiplayer was freaking amazing. Yeah, and
Yeah, it was.
But
that's where the microtransactions come in. Because
Yeah.
you got those treasure boxes.
So let's start with a little bit of the history of DLC, which you can go back as far as Atari in terms of connecting to the internet and downloading essentially a game with the Atari that was possible. The first game to offer DLC as we know it, or the first system really, was the Dreamcast. And it had a built-in network adapter. PS2 comes out after it, doesn't have a built-in network adapter.
No, you actually, for the PS2, because I actually played Final Fantasy XI, you had to actually screw in new hardware to be able to do it. So you had to have actual tools and be able to deal with electronics.
Jesus, Game Guy, $130 on the 360 version of those packs.
I think he's talking about Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 3, yeah.
And
Wow.
Here's the thing: is when you buy a game, to get everything there is for the game now. Let's say you buy it at launch and that's $60. take Destiny. It's $60 at launch. There's another $40 expansion coming out, and then you could do the season pass for $20, or if you bought them individually, there's probably $15 each. So you're looking at $130 plus dollars.
Oh, yeah.
For
one game.
A game.
And then you get into stuff like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, where the songs cost $1 a piece. Or, with the case of Rock Band 3 and Rocksmith, the pro guitar versions and pro piano versions of songs on Rock Band 3 cost, I think, $3.
Well, let me ask you this: how many songs did Rock Band originally come with?
Fuck. The first one came with about
how many songs
80 something.
80 something?
Yeah.
No.
How much are you paying?
It was 82, 83.
How much are you paying for the game plus the controller and everything?
120.
120.
Yeah, it's $60 for the game and then $60 for the band.
No, I mean, coming from it, I think that's kind of a decent deal. I mean,
that's
a buck
a decent
song,
deal.
you know,
Yes.
I think that's okay. I mean, it's basically like you're downloading off iTunes.
Well, it feels
Right.
It feels like
what would have been great is if Rock Band had linked to iTunes so that you could purchase
so you
the
could purchase
audio
those
track
songs.
at the same time you purchased it in Rock Band. Like, that would have been a steal.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd have bought a lot more songs, actually.
Yeah. But there's a lot in the gaming world that would be really cool
if
they
would
did
have thought
it.
that far ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Brought to you by McAllister's.
do you remember the first DLC that you ever got, or the first microtransaction you ever did? Spent money on a game that you had either already bought or already gotten for free or whatever.
I remember one of the first ones I got really excited about, I think, was, obviously I'm a big Bethesda fan, but
If you say horse armor, I'm going to throw this phone in your face.
that came as a patch.
No, the horse armor was paid money. You spent $5 for a cosmetic change to your horses in Oblivion.
Well, then no, I didn't. Oh no, I was thinking in Skyrim.
Oh, in Skyrim.
Because I bought Dawnguard and Hearthfire
Dawnguard.
and
Dawnguard.
Was there another one?
That sounds like something
Dragonborn.
And Dragonborn I have in my list of good. Dragonborn, I think, is a good example of DLC done right.
Yeah.
And here's why. It not only was a lot of content, like you could spend 30 hours or whatever in that.
Yeah. It was a whole nother main story.
Yeah.
It was great.
It not only did that, but it also fixed what I thought was a tremendous evil in Skyrim.
Which was?
There's a scene in Skyrim as you're going through and you're becoming very powerful, where in the castle they're like, the only way to get to this place is you're gonna have to. Are you ready? You're gonna have to ride this motherfucking dragon, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, like come with me. And you go up and they show you the dragon is sitting there like, you're gonna ride this bitch, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, fuck yeah, like you're bouncing in your seat, and you go and you hit the use button or the accept button, and it fades to black, and then fades back in, and you have reached your destination.
Oh, that's fucking lame.
And I lost my fucking shit. I was so mad, and so Dragonborn was like, why don't we just let him do it?
Yeah.
And so now you can ride around on a dragon and destroy shit.
But that only came from the users itself. Because wasn't it? It was. They all had a week to play around at Bethesda, and they all came up with their favorite mods, and one was dragon riding.
So you're saying some of the DLC was based on modifications?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Oh yeah.
There was a customer commentary.
Yeah, basically.
Game Guy said he had over 300 songs in DLC from the Rock Band stuff.
No, not he.
Oh, it had over 300 songs in the DLC. Yes, yeah. There were a lot in the Rock Band network.
That's fantastic. And how much did it charge for the DLC on Rock Band?
It was $1
per song
for actual
basis.
songs.
Yeah.
And then they had the Rock Band Network where they charged a little bit cheaper. I think it was like 80
So for
cents.
300 additional songs in the DLC, it was $300 to buy that?
Yeah.
You bought songs individually.
Oh, you could buy them.
Like
you didn't
on
have to
iTunes.
package?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Oh, well,
Guitar Hero used to have packs where they released 3 songs at a time.
And they actually released a couple of full albums on Rock Band. Like you could get The Color and the Shape.
Yeah.
And a Pixies album, but I can't remember which one.
Oh, that's really neat.
What about you, Shark? You play on your phone. Have you bought anything in game?
Yes.
What do you?
I am awful at microtransactions.
She bought more clothes for Animal Boyfriend. Did
more animals?
Did I just guess that? Yes.
Wow.
I knew it. More clothes.
Actually,
Fantastic.
no. It's more of a. They have like a gacha on there where you can literally. It's like going up to those quarter machines where you might get a certain toy out of it, and you don't know which one you're gonna get. So you might get a random outfit of some kind or some other something. But in some of the other games I play, it's unlocking. A lot of the games that I download tend to be free, but they have ads on them, which are really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So usually you can pay about $3.99, maybe $4 to get the game without ads.
Right. Hey, Kate Keller, let's talk about Fallout. Actually, we will talk about Fallout. We're going to talk about Fallout DLC as part of our little thing today.
Absolutely.
How much do you think that you've spent on a non-subscription game? What is the most you have spent after you've bought the game? Yeah, cumulatively, as a rough estimate.
To be fair, for the first game that I actually did start doing microtransactions, it was not Animal Boyfriend. It was back when Square had their Airship Brigade game, so you're playing like a cutesy version of Final Fantasy and stuff with card characters.
Yeah.
That game is no longer available. I'm sad.
Holy shit. Rocksmith 2014. Add all DLC to cart. $2,216.88.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
We learned this shit so you don't have to.
So here's...
Although, thank you, Game Guy, for doing that.
Learned that, so we don't have to.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the hard work for us.
Yeah, no, the most that I did was I actually looked on Steam before I left the house. There's like 221 pages of DLC stuff.
Oh, yeah.
With a total of individual 5,525 things for all the different games.
As just add-ons
DLC.
to games.
Now,
add-ons to games being anything from soundtracks to skins to maps to additional missions.
now let me ask you guys a question. Steven, starting with you.
Sure.
What is your take on DLC? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's bullshit? What do you think?
I think the DLC as a concept is phenomenal. I would like to be able to play through a game, and then, if I want to, optionally, pay more to play more of that game.
Right.
Tell me a new story, open up a new area, give me new whatever.
Right.
I think that the following things should be illegal. Should be fucking illegal.
I do
Number
hate
one,
microtransactions.
skins of any kind. Character,
What?
your car, your horse, any of those skins.
I think paying for that, should be illegal, right?
Paying for it should be legal. Those should be given to you for free.
Absolutely.
Because you bought the fucking game.
Or they're
Absolutely.
earned from points in game.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Or something like that.
I think that's fair.
I think the practice of locking things away. So, okay, now because of DLC, you can plan for things to be DLC. Meaning you finish the game, you've already worked on some assets and will either finish them later or... I feel a little sleazy when they've cut out parts of the game to sell to you later. And that's happened.
Yeah.
That's a little slippery. It's also a little
Slippery?
I think it's also a little slimy to charge people. I don't have as much of a problem with it, but like you can go through the game and unlock, let's say, skins or whatever, and also offering them up front for $5 a piece. Like, if I can get that stuff for free by putting in the time in the game, I'm a little bit less upset. But one of the worst offenders of this is something that Game Guy actually pointed out when I was doing my social media questioning. Was one of the worst offenders in DLC is Arkham Knight.
Yes.
The Batman. Every single one of those DLC packs has been super fucking short and really shitty. And even the last Arkham games, it was like, do you want to be the classic 90s Batman? Do you want to be from the animated series? $5. Do you want to be the Tim Burton Batman? It's like, yeah, I really, really do. Go fuck yourself.
Tim Burton, they had classic Tim Drake skins. They had... where you could be the steampunk Batman, the Knights of the Round Table Batman.
I think that, yes. And I think that if DLC were more, I don't know, maybe just cheaper, I might be able to stomach that shit better. Because so like I mentioned Destiny, season passes. That's another holy that's just fucking abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
You're committing to paying a certain amount of money for whatever they deem to be part of the season pass. And in terms of Arkham, they didn't even tell you what was going to be in it. Mm-hmm. So you may up front pay for a set of DLC that blows.
Yeah.
A.
Which it did.
And B, in Destiny, I got the DLC. I bought the season pass after I got the game because I knew that just whatever they put out for it, I was going to be in for. I was playing it co-op with my friend Sam, so we both subscribed. The Taken King is not part of the season pass.
What?
And it's a whole other, expansion, but I feel like...
That's bullshit.
How is that not part of the season pass?
The season pass was, at 1 and 2, House of Wolves and Crota's End, or whatever they called it. And now the third one is not part of that season pass, so...
Bungie can suck a dick.
Bungie's really pissing me off. I love that game, but I fucking hate it too.
Well, in terms of DLC, we can also talk about the good guys. And that's Good Guy, Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
Has released all their DLCs.
Project CD.
Sex on a horse.
For free, right?
On a unicorn.
On a wooden unicorn.
Yeah, on a wooden unicorn. Yeah. But no, all their DLCs are free.
Wait, so you have wood on the wooden unicorn.
It's wood on wood, yeah.
Yes.
Wood squared.
Yes,
Okay.
yes it is.
Perfect.
Wood squared.
Make sure it's buffed nice so you don't get a splinter in your ass.
You
That
don't want to get
sucks.
splinters in your
That
ass.
fucker's gonna feel like a Judas cradle anyway.
So times that I've bought DLC...
I just saw that today, actually.
What a Judas cradle is?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
I don't know that term.
Really?
I clicked on...
Steven?
It was a Facebook link. It was
Go ahead. Right
the
there.
top
Look at Judas
25
cradle.
ancient torture techniques,
Yes.
and one was a Judas cradle.
What it described to me...
It's a triangular log,
Uh-huh.
right, that you are straddled over.
I see.
And then they tie weights to your feet,
Oh,
and
no.
it slowly just pulls you.
Oh, like string cheese.
Like string cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except,
You
if
know.
string cheese meets that one
Well,
death
there's a
scene
difference
from
between
Silent
a
Hill.
Judas cradle and the wooden horse that you're talking about. The Judas cradle is usually where it has a point and you're sitting on top of that
Oh,
point.
that
That
one.
point gets
Okay,
shoved up
that
your
is
butt.
the Judas cradle. Yeah, and
You could technically survive, but seeing as they didn't usually clean it after each person, you would probably die of the infection.
Yeah. Makes you really rethink you have died of dysentery, doesn't it?
Additional weapons.
And that's what happens when you buy
I
DLCs.
don't want to have to pay for an individual weapon.
Exactly.
That's the same thing with skins.
That same thing with... Yeah.
Let me earn it, or let me, if I want to be one of those fucking mini-maxers, buy it early, but let me be able to earn it.
Yeah. I don't know, is anyone else rooting for D's nuts? He's the only legitimate candidate for prez. If you want to get political, trolling newbies... I said nubbles. It's probably
Nubbles.
newbies. Trolling newbies, yeah.
Nubbles.
Trolling
Nubbles.
nubbles. I like the nubbles better, so we're going with nubbles, whether or not that's actually...
Don't worry, we've mispronounced another person's name that's come through here.
Yeah,
we miss you, Naname.
That's right. Rest in
Yes.
peace. Yeah, go... If D's Nuts gets you to go out and vote, go do it. Sure. Whatever you...
I just like I said, if these nuts get you to go out.
So actually,
Okay.
whenever I see the name in print, D's Nuts,
These nuts.
the only thing I think is Sarge from
Hello,
Red vs.
Baller.
Blue. Well, 21, hey! 1021. What's up, Baller? We're talking DLC and microtransactions. Is there anything out there that you guys have bought in terms of DLC that has been really good, that you thought that was worth, I'm glad that I got that? And you mentioned one earlier, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2's...
Project Overlord.
Was that the one with like the car chase scene in the city?
No.
With Liara? What was that one?
No, that one was Lair of the
Shadow Broker. That one was really good.
That one was good, yes.
Real fucking
My
good.
favorite was fucking Project Overlord. The soundtrack... The soundtrack knew that the game was going more in a horror direction. Like... You get into a fight with a couple of human people at the very, very beginning, and then you find out that you got Geth everywhere that you're dealing with,
Sorry.
and Project Overlord is they were trying to find a way to regain control of the Geth.
Right, yeah.
One of the things that the guy has you do is you go through a crashed Geth transport ship, and you're walking through this whole thing, and it is fucking creepy, and you see all the Geth pods just lining the hallways, and you're like,
bad trigger discipline.
Oh man.
Game Guy bless you, by the way. Game Guy, I'm not. Do you have the power to bless someone? Do you contain within you divine spirit?
You know what? He stuck around for Risk of Rain.
Also, I might be melting slightly since I am a creature of the night.
Right. Yeah. So DLC, anything you've bought that you were just pleased with? So glad you did. Expansions, anything?
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, Dawnguard.
Oh. Yeah.
And let me tell you why.
Because you like vampires.
Because I love vampires. I love vampires. I love cool vampires, not Twilight vampires. But the cool thing I loved about Dawnguard was it took what you could already become in the game, and which was a vampire, important. And made it something important. It made it a storyline and made you have the ability to either go against them, and then it also gave you great weapons and new armors. Like, they gave you the crossbow, which is really sick. But on top of that, you could become a vampire lord, which
Thank you for the follow, Baller.
Super, super overpowered. Thank you, Baller.
With the glowing eyes.
Oh, let me take Baller 1021. Thank you for the follow. Yes, as they just said, we really, really appreciate it. As a quick reminder to you guys, when we get to 100 followers, Shark's gonna wear a dress, and Steven's gonna wear a dress,
and we're gonna be in a couple tuxedos,
and they're gonna be in suits.
Ain't that right?
Baller ass fucking suits.
And this is my day.
This is gonna be great.
Actually, this is my day.
Also, if you would share us with somebody like that, we would really, 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 really appreciate it.
Who do we got that? I can't see their name.
Louison, yes. Said the Citadel. The Citadel DLC was worth every penny. Was that in the first one, or was that in the second one?
Third one.
The third one?
Yeah. Citadel DLC was the one where they got the whole band back together from all three games. They got them all together, just like they had the great big, like, we're gonna have a massive send off for the Mass Effect trilogy. And just thank you.
I guess I missed that one.
All I could notice was a giant Whataburger cup being floating around the screen.
I'm sorry.
Game Guy says, Chuck, you need a barcode
on the back
of your head if you wear a suit. Actually, the thing is, when Chuck wears a suit, he just looks like the Kingpin from Daredevil, especially the Wilson Fisk from the Netflix Daredevil.
I won't do barcodes on the back of my neck.
So awkward.
It just won't happen.
So I did some checking on social media to see what people liked and didn't like in terms of DLC. Mm-hmm. And here are a few answers that I got. My personal ones, like I said, Dragonborn and Skyrim. That was a really awesome one.
Yeah.
It fixed a terrible wrong. Bioshock Infinite's Burial at Sea. Phenomenal.
Didn't play.
It took... you could play as Elizabeth, first of all. And instead of that sort of guns and powers and shit, it was stealth. And so you go to, actually, you're in Rapture. So you're in sort of this updated version of Rapture, playing Bioshock in sort of a Dishonored kind of way. And it was really interesting. Okay. Jason on Facebook said, Gears of War 3 Ram's Shadow. And to me, that's one that if you offer DLC that expands on the main game and the main story, I get really into that. I just finished Jaws of Hakon for Dragon Age Inquisition, and it's its own little self-contained thing, and it was fun, I guess. I probably played it for 15 hours or something like that, which is quite a bit for DLC, but it didn't really have any bearing on anything else that happened from the main game, and so I ultimately didn't give a shit. But Ram's Shadow apparently is really good. Gears of War 3. John on Facebook said Old World Blues, Fallout New Vegas. And Fallout has had some
amazing,
pretty
really
good DLC.
Really wonderful DLCs.
Operation Anchorage.
My favorite was Point Lookout.
Point Lookout was
so good.
It was good. It was freaky.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh God.
Because that's the one you were...
Mothership Zeta.
Oh, that was great too.
It was amazing.
Here's the thing though that happened to me with Fallout. The same thing that happened to me in Borderlands was they released so much DLC, and I was loving them, but because so many came out, by the time I finished the 4th or 5th one, I was so fucking sick of Fallout. And Borderlands also.
Really?
Just fucking sick. I was so sick of Borderlands that I just finished Borderlands 2 because it took me several years to get over that sort of stomach churning, like, oh, fucking play this game. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I was the exact opposite with Fallout. I got to the end of Mothership, and I was just like, I feel like I'm just getting started. Like, I finished the whole story. I finished Point Lookout, Mothership, like, everything, and then...
Did you play New Vegas?
I did, but I thought it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, to me, that was a glorified, terrible DLC. It was just Fallout with a new skin. I mean, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I guess.
I thought it played worse than Fallout.
Hey,
yeah.
Game Guy, if you don't mind me saying so, I'm starting to see kind of a common thread with your choice in games. And I get the sneaking suspicion that you and I probably have a very similar Steam library.
Actually,
that you ever log on Steam.
You know what?
Sizzle.
I've been sick. All right.
Shark, have you
thought you were about to say
bought stuff for
history
games
is
you
very
really have that, or
similar.
when you do purchase stuff like in game or in app, is there a feeling of guilt that goes along with it?
Usually after I've done it once or twice, it's like, oh wait, how much was that? Oh geez, both those together? Fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, those microtransactions, while you don't notice it whenever you do it once or twice, then after a while it's like, damn, that adds up fast.
Oh. Yeah, like Madden Mobile. You know? Some games that have a paywall for you to...
I know that
like
the Assassin's Creed has a lot of microtransactions on their phone games.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
And
Let me ask you a question about Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
I thought you'd perk up when I said Hotline Miami.
I shouldn't have to
know...
pay real human money to...
No, shouldn't.
After I've already paid human money to get this game or get the connection in the first place.
I think the worst offense, like if it's like you can buy more coins or whatever to buy more shit, sure, that's annoying, but that's fine. The thing that upsets me is when you run out of energy, and it's like, well, you can now not play this game.
Yeah.
For a set period of time.
For a set period of time, unless you pay us money. Yeah. And that makes me want to punch my phone in the face.
Sometimes I'm okay with that, though, because it tells me that, okay, I've finished using up all this energy. Now I have to go do other things, like the dishes or laundry or, make food.
Metal Gear Solid 4 did that. In between chapters, Snake would be sitting there smoking a cigarette, and underneath him would be like, you've been playing a while. You want to, like, go outside or something? And I was at my friend's house borrowing his PS3, and so I was trying to sort of truck through the game as much as I could. So I was playing for like 12 hours at a time.
Oh, God.
And so I was like, fuck you, game, no! I want to keep... Jesus. Louis on 1, thanks for following us. Woo. We appreciate you and love you, and here you have a tremendous singing voice.
Game Guy, I absolutely want to talk about Final Fantasy and how it's $16 on the iPad when I paid for Knights of the Old Republic on the iPad for $5.
Right. Okay, which Final Fantasy is $16?
It's it's Final Fantasy.
What is it?
7?
Is it 7?
They released. I want to say 7. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Game Guy knows.
It's not the original Final Fantasy, is it?
Yeah, it's like the whole game.
No. I mean, like
the original,
as in the NES
the first
or updated.
Oh,
the updated Final Fantasy 1.
It could be that, but I just
is
saw
available mobile for $7.
Final Fantasy 7 is available
There it is,
on the iTunes Market for $15.99.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
Exactly.
God, no.
It's not an actual Final Fantasy game?
That's if you're getting like Final Fantasy Record Keeper. That's not an actual one, but
it's made by
Square Enix, I think. Is what it is.
No, it is Square Enix.
Find it.
The 7 should be the actual game, though.
7 is
right.
This one is the actual one.
But Game Guy did say on Twitter that Assault on Dragon's Keep in Borderlands 2 also was good and worth the money. I will say that, and I think what I've gotten to the point for me now in terms of DLC is that I'm just gonna wait till it goes on sale, because it does inevitably.
Yep.
Especially on like Xbox Live and PSN, they'll run sales. Especially if a new bit of DLC is coming out, or if the sequel to the game's coming out, they'll drop that shit to $5.
Because the marketing people are paying attention to Steam.
Yeah,
Steam is amazing at sales,
and that's now where I'll get it. I got Jaws of Hakkon at $10 instead of $15, and I still feel not great about it.
See, I'm downloading Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic right now
for free. Now for free?
Yeah, on my iPad.
See?
Yes, but what else are you gonna have to pay for?
Oh, nothing, because I've already downloaded it before.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to pay for
there's a
you don't have
difference.
to pay for
Yeah.
anything else.
Right.
No. That's what's great about this, and I just cannot believe that they're charging fucking $16 for Final Fantasy.
For a PS1 game.
$15.
$15 to convert it to be able to fit to your current medium that you want to use.
All right, chatters. Let me know DLC you've regretted. Anything that you've bought in your game, and you're fucking. Destiny. I mentioned a couple times. The first DLC.
You've got an angry hard-on for.
Yeah, it is. As most of my hard-ons are.
They're just so angry.
I remember Sam and I were playing through co-op, and there are story missions that you do in Destiny, and we did 3 of them, and then it essentially wrapped up. And we did it over the course of a night. It was maybe an hour and a half maybe, and we had this sort of moment of like, where the fuck's the rest of it? like into the chat, we were talking to Bungie like, I know you can hear me, fucking Bungie.
Because somebody from Bungie is watching this show.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are totally that awesome and that important.
We're that big.
In my Pikachu shirt.
Going back to Mass Effect, actually, the very first Mass Effect had 2 DLC. It had Bring Down the Sky, which was a side mission, a really fun side mission. And then the other one...
And then an arena?
Yeah, it was like Phoenix Station.
Right, arena fighting or something.
I still want to ask you a question about Hotline Miami.
Listening.
Is it multiplayer?
No.
I don't want anything to do with that. Because you can download it off Steam, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is. How much is it on Steam?
I got it. I think I got it as part of a Humble Bundle. So I
did too.
Is it an open world game?
No.
I don't want anything to do with it. Fuck Hotline Miami.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, Chuck.
What about you, Will?
Drake disaster.
Purchase anything online, an expansion, and you just went...
No.
Animal Boyfriend.
No, because I just deeply research everything before I
Really?
buy it. Oh yeah. If I know what I'm getting, like if I buy something, it's because I've heard 90 other people go, this is good shit.
Shark?
As far as microtransactions, with a lot of the games that are ones that they want you to stay and play for a while, they usually also have where you can watch stupid videos or look at ads or do some sort of other bonus offer so you can earn in-game credits.
Right.
That real money in-game credit, or use that to purchase something else. But usually usually I'll sit there and I'll occasionally watch the ad or I'll watch a video or something so that I can earn those credits, but I usually make a point not to buy too much of that because it adds up so fast.
Yeah.
Right, and this is actually something that Luis said he regrets buying CSGO challenge coins, and those are in a lot of games where it's whatever currency that you use to either buy experience or buy other shit, and it's
Pay to win.
Pay to win.
Pay to win is a fucking crime against
Like a
humanity.
lot of NFL teams do.
Mini-maxers!
and
I downloaded recently off Steam Lord of the Rings Online
Okay.
for free, and then when I got into it,
Everything.
cost money.
Everything.
And I just go, oh, okay, and then I deleted it off my computer.
see, we've been playing Neverwinter online on Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
and it's free, and the stuff that you pay for
Is Neverwinter a card game?
it's an MMO.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've been playing it? It's on Xbox One?
Yeah, and it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah, you can pay for stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like astral diamonds or something that you pay for that allow you to unlock, exotics or whatever gear. But you can play through the game for free. Same with Star Wars: The Old Republic.
You can play
it's
with your
free.
buds?
Yes, Sam and Jonathan.
Why are you telling me about these things, Steven? Do you really?
I'm just saying. I know it's the
that
second
it?
thing, man. But that's something that I've never really felt compelled to, except for at the beginning of the game, they give you these dye kits to dye your armor and shit. But to get more dye kits, You have to pay for it.
Guild Wars?
Sort of like Guild Wars, but you can customize.
How's the character customization in Neverwinter?
It's okay. It's based on D&D, so it's okay. You can choose sort of some broad strokes, but there's no sliders or anything.
Okay.
You can't make you.
I'm glad you put it in that perspective. There's no sliders or anything.
Yeah.
Which I get it.
I get it. You get this flat color. You don't get to pick which hexadecimal code shade you want.
Yeah. I'm actually watching all about it right now.
About
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
What's it like? Being able to do all this really cool shit with your handheld devices?
So the Rock Band, I probably spent a couple $100 on Rock Band. It's probably the most I've ever spent on a game.
Really?
With all its DLC and everything. Was probably Rock Band. And the great thing is that a majority of that DLC stayed throughout the iterations, through Rock Band, Rock Band 2, Rock Band 3. Chuck, I wanted a brief story. Chuck used to have a gamer tag that was a really cool gamer tag. It was Gijamar. Gijamar.
There you go.
And I said Gigamar because that's
everybody
how I
else said
pronounced it.
Gigamar because nobody else could read
it.
It
was really interesting, cool German.
French.
I was going to say that sounds French.
It was really cool. It was a really cool name. He came over once and he tried to sign in and he couldn't remember his password. He's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to create a new account. And I was like, before you do that, you've spent hundreds of dollars on Rock Band DLC that you will lose the licenses for if you don't recover that account.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, whatever.
And
did it anyway.
I hadn't spent hundreds of dollars yet.
And I was like, oh, that's how you throw away DLC.
Oh my
That's
God,
how you throw
away DLC.
And I was
and money.
shocked.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm just flushing my money down the toilet.
Now you're Byronic Commando, and you've got an established name in Byronic Commando, which is nice. But I couldn't imagine.
Hell no! Even whenever I accidentally fried my laptop, I still went and had someone carve the hard drive out of it so I could get my shit off of it.
Louis San says, I love the DLC for Wolfenstein The New Order because I got the bundle on Steam and it was cheaper than buying just the standalone game on Steam. And yeah, that's the other thing now is they tend to...
Sometimes buying the bundle is cheaper than buying just the game.
Yeah, and actually lately I was thinking about... I really like The Evil Within. And I was thinking about getting the DLC
love The Evil Within.
with The Evil Within like all packaged together, and it was like $40 for it and all the DLC. And it's like,
it's a good game.
Oh, I played the main game, and I love it.
The controls for me are just clunky.
It's essentially Resident Evil 4.
The character customization does have scrolls.
It does?
It does.
Oh.
I will be downloading it.
Here's me in a character customization screen. I think I want to be a night elf. I think I want to be female. I'm going to try... I wonder if this game will let me make her fat. The answer is no.
Right.
In every game that I've ever played, with the exception of Saints Row 3. And I think Saints Row 4. Can you play as an overweight person?
Yes.
In the Saints Row games, yes. But in like 99% of games, the answer is no. And so I do my little check there. It's like, what are you? Okay.
I made me in Saints Row 4.
I can accept that. But until you have to deal with feminized armor,
right.
I don't want to hear it.
Right. And well, usually my characters are female, and so I pull the sliders all the way to the right. I'm like, okay,
she has pasties. It's the highest armor ever.
She's Miley Cyrus.
Every single vital organ is exposed.
Dragonfly.
Yeah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mics right now. Currently, we only got this one because prior to taping, everybody was trying to get all these four to work because somebody said that he'd be able to figure this shit out on his own.
Steven.
I'm sorry, Senator. I don't know how to answer that question. No,
I don't feel comfortable answering that question.
We got an interface, and I only have one mic at home, so I plugged in a mic, I plugged in the interface, I downloaded the drivers, I made sure that it worked, and it did, and it sounded great. And then we got here, we plugged in 2 mics, and then 3 mics, and then 4 mics. I presumed that it would just mix everything down into one signal. That was my presumption. and I was wrong.
There's
so you have tested everything.
Steven,
there's some stuff.
What happens to assumptions?
You get $1 million.
No.
You make $billions of dollars.
Billions upon billions.
Billions of
even
dollars.
game guy is like, dude, what the fuck?
I know. You could, yes, I know. But hey, we learn by doing. I will be a little upset if that is like let's broken. You know what I mean?
I don't think it is. But one thing we could do for next time is my little interface. Like I said, I used a splitter to split 2 microphones into one port.
Into one?
We can do that 2 times and just have 4 going into 2 ports. And it's really seamless. That one I have is like really easy to use.
Or you could, show up early enough to make sure.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, I think we probably actually, kicked that dead horse of causing him to feel guilty about shit.
No. We need to continue shaming Steven for his lack of.
We have to make him walk through the city streets naked while we say shame behind him.
No.
Right, game guy? Can you believe this guy?
Let's just do a vampire circle of shame.
His hair.
Shame.
Ting, ting, ting.
Shame.
Are you gonna make me walk through the town without my clothes on?
Yep.
People are gonna throw poop at you and say,
Cersei.
Poor Cersei.
I know. I did feel bad for her. Anyway, what we're talking about something specific. Dragonfly, by the way, says that she would hurt Chuck. I believe that means if he lost all of the DLC.
You know what? I was young and foolish. Okay.
I totally understand.
Wait, okay? So now you're old and foolish.
I'm older and white.
Yeah, Louis actually. Star Citizen is a great game, but has one of the most expensive DLC out there. He said he thinks it's $15,000. And when I looked up on Wikipedia, they said that, and I didn't check to see what it was, and I should have. They said that DLC has run anywhere from free to $50,000. So there's some bit of $50,000 DLC out there floating around to something.
I'll find it right now.
Cortana will manifest herself in your living room and give you a lap dance.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That still seems overpriced.
I'll pay for that. Yeah. Holy shit. I was on a thing before I started getting mic shamed.
Mic shamed.
And I can't remember what it was. But it was something about DLC microtransactions. Yeah, I think that the games that do DLC the best is either tying stuff into the main story and expanding on it, or getting you to play the game in a way that you wouldn't normally have. You know what I mean? Which is why I think Operation Anchorage worked really well, because when you killed guys, they disappeared instantly. Mm-hmm. It wasn't so much about looting and stuff, it was about the action.
Yeah. And
so it sort of funneled and streamlined things into a direction, and you did that. But the season passes are a huge problem, and I really hope that what CD Project CD did with The Witcher takes hold.
CD Projekt Red.
Thank you. CD Projekt Red. I hope that they have made a difference and gotten people to look at what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
$50,000.
Yeah.
For a game called Curiosity.
Train Simulator 2013 is like 2,400.
34,000 quid. Yeah, that puts you at like almost the $70,000 range.
Wow.
That's
fucking Eve Online.
I like my money too much.
Fucking Eve Online. Okay, you know what? This article that Will's reading mentions the $80 monocle that you could get for your character, despite the fact that very rarely will anybody ever look at your character. They'll only ever see your ship. But people are spending literally thousands upon thousands of real-life money dollars in order to get their spaceship to work well with a military fleet of ginormous size. Now, the payoff for this is you get these literally server-crashing battles between factions, and it looks beautiful. This is the shit
what
that
happens when your ship gets destroyed? You've paid real money and you lose real money.
Yeah,
no, that's worse than gambling.
This is one last summer, a couple summers ago. There was a There's a guy that lost 10 or 15,000 real dollars in EVE Online because he was transporting an item that was essentially game time that you can use for game time, and your ships can be destroyed. So he was trying to transport his ship. His ship got attacked, and he didn't have any backup or weapons or anybody escorting him or anything. And it just got wiped out. They blew his shit up.
I'm sorry, but how do you lose $15 or $15,000 like that?
Because of whatever the item that he had stacks and stacks and stacks of, was equatable to game time, which you would purchase normally. Subscription for $10 a month or whatever.
And he had that much to where it added up to $15,000.
Or I think it all had to do with his ship and all the stuff that he had spent to create this splendid ship that he was transporting all this stuff in, and the materials all just
Well, let me ask
evaporated.
you this. How the fuck can you have a game where you spend $15,000 creating your ship and it's not good enough to defend against other fucking ships?
I wish that I had the specifics of that.
I do too. That sounds nuts.
And put it to you like this.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say was these massive like faction battles are the shit that makes George Lucas wanted all of his Star Wars movies to look like this.
Right.
Because just lasers flying everywhere, ships blowing up. It is a beautiful
Michael Bay in space.
Michael Bay in space. It is fucking gorgeous, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have these dinky little ships that you can buy with the in-game currency that you earn on your own.
Yeah.
You wearing your dickless on your head?
I'm wearing my dickless.
The rainbow dickless, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Oh my. Someone cut another guy's power and got his friends to destroy his $10,000 ship.
That may have been
the cut a guy's power.
But I believe Game Guy's referring to EVE Online.
Yeah. He literally found his house through IP, went to his house, and cut the power lines. Wow.
That's revolting.
That seems really sick.
Yeah.
It does.
It just... What do you... Like... You told me a story once about your.
By the way, that's a headband of penises
wrapped around his head. That's why I'm giggling.
If you're listening, you're missing out. You should catch our Twitch stream or go to our YouTube channel. I know that it's small, but
these are very small dicks.
They're small dicks.
My girlfriend went to a bachelorette party this weekend, and she brought this little thing home.
I got Yeah, actually, Shark's taking a picture of it, so I'll probably just post it on our Facebook page this week. But the
yes.
Where was I? I don't remember. If I spend an enormous amount of money in a game, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect that shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I know that there are some things that are beyond your control.
But see, this
is actually technically why I like something like Steam. That way, if you download it, whereas you have that insurance through Amazon and Steam, you can download it more than once. That way, if you have something happen to your hardware, you don't completely lose everything.
Yes.
Well, that's the same with this.
You lose your save, but you don't lose the game.
Anything that I download goes to the cloud, so I can just re-download it without having to pay for it again. But...
You know, just real quick, like on the cloud, what I thought was so cool is, and I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but it happened. I actually got to utilize it firsthand. Was on Thursday I went to Jonathan's place to stream Lego Jurassic World, instead of him coming to my place, and I didn't have to take anything with me except a controller. I signed in onto his system, and it pulled my save from the cloud, my most recent save.
Now, do you have to...
Didn't have to transfer anything.
Do you have to go in and do that yourself, like make it save to the cloud, or does it automatically...
I think it does it on its own. I think. Obviously, if you're not connected to the internet,
Yeah.
You're
that's it. But anyway, we're going to wind down a little bit, but everybody on social media and everybody listening, thanks for your input on the DLC stuff and microtransactions. It's a system that needs overhauling, I think. And
I think it needs regulating.
It's not.
I think regulating.
It's not. We have to remember that we're treading new ground here. So we look at where we are, and it's really, really scary.
$5 for horse skins is unacceptable.
And then
throw that out there.
You look down and you're at your feet, and you hopefully realize that the reason it looks so scary is because nobody's ever been here before. And we are paving the way as we go. So, DLC almost feels like overblown user-generated content in that sense. We're covering uncharted territory, and we're going to run into a whole bunch of bullshit.
Right.
I guarantee you, the more we put into it, the better it's going to get. People are going to finally start figuring out how things work, how things don't. Everything's going to level off, and then we're all going to get to that one point where they go, you know what?
We got figured out how to do it.
We got it.
How to make it. And then there's always going to be
figuring
shit
out the standard.
Actually, phones and tablets right now should be good enough to download and play on Steam. Right? Like, you should be able to pull up Steam on your tablet.
Yes.
Download games, plug in a controller to it, and play it.
I agree. Because, I'm sorry, but if I can download and play Knights of the Old Republic,
my phone screen is as big as any handheld Game Boy.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or bigger.
It's actually probably bigger.
Yeah.
Although if your phone is, not as smart as some of the others out there, then
I don't know if I would call my phone smart. It can just do things.
Who's your carrier?
Digital distribution is a reasonable topic, and if anybody has topics that they want to toss out at us, as we start to wind down, we're watching the chat, so feel free. We have some things obviously on the back burner. Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out like tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to be streaming that. I'm going to be streaming that from beginning to end. If you guys want to see me cry, that's your best bet. Because I'm not going to play it on my own first. I'm going to stream it fresh. And Metal Gear 5 is like Metal Gear is my thing. So, yeah.
I don't have a good enough camera to actually have me... I would have to upload it afterwards because I don't have a good enough onboard camera on my laptop, and my laptop sucks for games.
You guys let us know what you're playing. Let us know what's up with you. And I'm going to have Shark and Will start to put their information in the chat.
And then somebody's going to have to do my information for me, because again, stupid phone.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I want to point out, I was actually going to do this last week when Joseph was here, but forgot. So this right here is our graphic novel. This is our self-published graphic novel. It's called Monsters and Miracles. Joseph illustrated it, and I wrote it. It is 3 short stories. It's a short story anthology. Each week, from now until Dallas Comic-Con, I'm going to be featuring one of the things that we're going to have at our table at Dallas Comic-Con. This graphic novel, here, I'm going to put that over here to where you guys can hold it up to the camera and they can see it, where the mic's not in the way. Thanks, guys. If you go to our website, angrycuddles.com, and click on store, you can get it there. You can also click the Shop Now button on Facebook, and after a little while, we'll rotate out the item, and you can buy it there. But feel free to support us that way. Will Roth Music on Twitter. If you want to find Will, you can tweet all over his face. You can also go to moonlightnative.com.
Sounds really dirty.
And
all over my face.
Get ready for their EP to drop in a week and a half, a little less than 2 weeks.
That's right.
Yes, Shark's stuff is hedgyhates.com. And the misadventures of your hedgehog are charming. They're charming. Chuck is Byronic Commando, both on Twitch and on Xbox.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch. Oh, I'm going to like smart. Wait, no, he's doing.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there.
He's doing.
But that's how you can get him. All of our social media. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. It's just Angry Cuddles. It's up there at the top.
Are we doing a giveaway soon?
We're doing a giveaway soon.
It's going to be first Monday.
First Mondays
of the month.
First Mondays are giveaways. Next time, we're going to have... It's Memorial Day, so I may do a couple of things. We're going to give away a copy of Assassin's Creed
Memorial
4
Day?
Black Flag.
And
Labor Day.
Chuck is giving
Labor Day.
Chuck is giving away his used virginity.
Shit. Yeah, we got to use virginity.
I misplaced it and then I found it again.
We're going to be giving away a disc copy on Xbox One of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and the Angry Cuddles crew is going to sign it. I did not mean Memorial Day. I meant Labor Day. I'm stupid. Also, I think that I have another beta code for Rainbow Six Siege. So we'll probably do both of those next Monday.
Oh, don't blow your wad all at once, man.
Oh, no, trust me, I've got stuff planned out, but it's a holiday, and so I want to be nice. Please share us with someone. Please follow us if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. Headed towards 100, and Thursday will be another Lego Jurassic World stream with me and Jonathan. So we will get ready to sign off. My name is Steven.
My name's Chuck.
My name is Will.
I'm Shark.
Oh my god, that was adorable!
Freeze frame.
The whole thing was adorable!
And thanks you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Freeze frame! Do you guys like my shirt?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh,
That is pretty awesome.
I got it at Hot Topic. I was at Ridgemore Mall and I was like, Hot Topic!
Are we still live?
I like high school. Yeah, but I
Oh, I
have
thought
to
we
let
freeze frame.